Hello, chat room. Yo, what up? How's everyone doing? I'm doing an afternoon stream today, because I got other things happening this evening. Namely, a rewatch of Avatar: The Last Airbender. Oh my god, he's real. That just scared me. You gotta not have your volume at max volume. It's not my fault that you're getting jump scared. I always come and I'm really like peaceful when I unmute my mic. We had a friend's wanting to rewatch Avatar: The Last Airbender before the fucking movie officially comes out, because of course it leaked. How's everyone been? I can't say that I haven't streamed in a while, because I have been streaming Save the Light over on Twitch. But I did miss a Gemology stream. And this I got Stardew Valley soundtrack going, and it's a little bit loud on my end. Very peaceful, very green. I had some green weather the other day. It was it was thunderstormy evening, and it was kind of greenish yellowish. In fact, it was a little bit like Peridot's hair color. Where the hell is my OBS? There it is. Oh, I got a little if you're not watching on Twitch, I got a little button panel so I can like quick switch between these things without having to tab out. The little knockoff Stream Deck. It's pretty neat. Chilling while waiting for some severe thunderstorms to come through. That's a vibe. I love thunderstorms. Hold on, I'm still gonna bring this music volume down a little bit on my end because it's a little loud. Okay, so we got a double feature today because I missed last week for the discussion streams. Who else pictures the cluster? Yeah, I know the cluster is like a big hand when it appears officially, but who else pictures the cluster as this? Which do you prefer, rain or snow? Definitely rain, because then I don't have to shovel my driveway. It's a hand? It is a hand. Someone in the comments pointed that out, that the cluster, when it emerges from the earth, it is a hand, so it kind of... A sock puppet does kind of work for that. Is this a sock puppet, or is this just a puppet? It's not a hand monster. It's a monster hand. The video on Blender you have open right now, is this just the video you made on the episode, or the whole episode? This is a whole episode, because there are things I'll end up covering in the stream that I didn't end up covering in the video. I think I covered most everything in the video, though, that I wanted to talk about in this episode. Wait, is this the wrong episode? We gotta start with when it rains, right? Why am I starting with back to the barn? Let's move over to when it rains. Give me 1 sec. Let's go in chronological order. I had this episode open because I wanted to do a thumbnail. Give me 1 sec. We will be back to this one soon enough. And I'm also being thrown off by the fact that I do an episode in advance on Patreon, and that gets me all messed up. Okay, when it rains, There we go. Oh, that's not the right thing. There we go. We only have 6 more episodes of Season 2. That is crazy to think about, that we're nearly there. Also, I'm going to be thinking, during this whole episode, I'm going to be saying, like, the colors are all faded and washed out. Pearl is the correct color in this episode. I remember previously, I talked about how Pearl was not color graded to match the other characters. She was, like, glowing bright white. Okay, I'm sorry to, like, blue ball everybody for, starting on Back to the Barn and then switching to this one. Undersaturated, yeah. Those plank windows bug me so much. These ones that don't have an outside counterpart. Let's look at the outside of the house. There's no spot where the windows would be, like, right here, right? There's no way this is blocking. No exterior shots show the windows. Are the gem shard monsters corrupted, or are they shattered gems mashed together? It could be both. I don't know. Soft magic windows. But we have the bathroom has its own window as well. You can see up here. And you can see the cliff face out the window, but the window is bullshit. You know what else is bullshit? I think we talked about this in the previous stream. I don't know if there's a good interior shot of the bathroom, but there was a vent. And Steven's house doesn't have HVAC, so the vent does nothing. It looks more like a second mirror in the bathroom. Why would your bathroom have 2 mirrors? But I've seen bathrooms with 2 mirrors. Those are weird houses that weird people live in. No, this is a window. What happened to the music? VLC has failed me. I tried to do VLC instead of what do you call it? VLC instead of the Steam thing. Okay, that's fine. The description for this episode on Disney Plus is we get to finally see inside Steven's bathroom. What? That's not this episode, that's last episode. Also, Steven Universe on Disney Plus? What country do you live in? You're going to make a Gemology video on the movie, right? Yes, and also check the description, go read the FAQ, because you evidently have not. Even your future has correct windows from inside and outside, right? I haven't done a lot of, like, analysis of the Steven Universe future in general. I was gonna say the environments in that show, but, yeah. Steven Universe is on Disney Plus because Disney owns Hulu? How is... What? Steven Universe is on fucking HBO Max, is it not? I don't know. I don't have any streaming services because of nonsense like this. It's on Disney in America. That's very strange. Best Garnet moment, like top 5 Garnet moments is I love you, bye. Very similar. It went back to Hulu after HBO axed all its cartoons. Okay, that makes sense. This is unrelated to anything that anyone is saying. I swear it's unrelated, but I recently got a VPN subscription. I don't know what that has to do with anything, but, you know, it's VPN. On another unrelated note, I've been indexing torrents for no particular reason. None of those sentences like, nothing we've been talking about is connected in any way. Just like saying things that I've been doing, you know? Steven's blush after Garnet's line is awesome. Yeah, they use this in trailers. I remember this, like, you know how he does the They use that in a bunch of previews. Okay, I want to skip ahead. Whoa, I do want to see Peridot frame by frame running, smacking into the wall. She maybe came in here and didn't realize that there's a wall right outside the door because she's been in the bathroom for like a day and a half. She's so, like, defensive. She's, like, getting ready to block a football, like, player. Does Steven's house have a lot of outlets? I don't think it does. There's one here. There's one here. The, like, normal building codes say you have to have an outlet every 6 feet? Depends on where you live, I'm sure, but there should be, honestly, there should be an outlet on this wall, and there's not. Or on this wall, and there's not. I guess it's a little, it's like right by the fireplace. It could melt or whatever. She is a precious, startled, scared puppy in this scene. Steven's house not up to code? Absolutely not. You've got a fucking fireplace on a wooden floor. If this spark catcher thing was not in front of it, there would be sparks landing on the wood. She's always precious? Nah, she's a fucking goblin most of the time. Goblins can be precious, but in this one, she's a puppy. She's a scared puppy. Anyone have dogs? 4th of July was yesterday. Anyone in America dealing with dogs that were scared of the fireworks? That's what this reminds me of. No rails on the stairs. That's also true. Yeah, dogs. Scared of frickin' fireworks. My cat does not care. You see the ghost stool that I was talking about? I zoomed in on the ghost stool, but nobody commented on it. But there's 1, 2, 3, and then this mysterious ghost stool. Fireworks are very scary. I participated in the fireworks yesterday. I had a bunch of bottle rockets from previous years, and I shot off like 10 of them. That's reflection? No, it's refraction. But it's also weird because it's only one stool is being refracted. Hologram made by Pearl of Stool, perhaps. We had this debate yesterday. Can Pearl make sentient holograms, or rather autonomous holograms, of other things than just Pearl? Like, could she make a hologram dog? Or a hologram Steven. I think she could, yeah. Hollow Pearl speaks in all caps. That's a... Yeah, I can see that. Do you wish to engage in combat? I understand what you mean exactly now. Okay. One thing I've noticed about playing soundtrack on VLC is that every time the track changes, it shows a notification and it blocks my YouTube chat. I was gonna point out in this shot that Peridot and Steven are fucking huge. Are they not just massive in this shot? The curved cabinet handles look weird. Oh yeah, these... I never like these. I see these in real life and they're ugly looking. I wish I had, so if you watched the stream on Twitch yesterday and you're in the Discord server, I managed to decompile Save the Light, the video game, Save the Light, you know, because I've been playing it. The kitchen, when I decompiled it, Steven's whole room, his whole house is modeled, but the kitchen is not because the camera never faces the kitchen, so... This is my only opportunity to look at the kitchen. I wonder if Unleash the Light is any different, but I don't know. So scalding liquid falls from the sky? I might have forgotten what I was about to say when I replied to you on Discord. Peridot's outfit is slightly different when she reformed in Season 2. The chest and pants were a darker green before. When she reformed, it was lighter. Let me get a good look at, Huh. I'm looking at a side-by-side, or I'm looking at her... Wait. I think you're right. In her debut, she does look different. Let me see if I can find a picture or a screenshot from... What do you call it? Warp Tour. I'm not sure, actually. I'm looking at a side-by-side. And she looks pretty much... Also, I searched up Steven Universe Warp Tour. And one of the things that I see in Google Images is a fucking... TikTok re-upload, like, thumbnail of my own video. And you know how I know? Actually, I already know because it's stealing the... I'll show you what I'm looking at right here. This. How fucking creative, and it's Warp Tour analyzing Steven Universe. It's fucking re-uploader. But I think her outfit pretty much is the same. Actually, no, it's not, because look at she has like diamonds on her elbows. I don't know. If I go back to this one. Can I open image in new tab? Let's see. Yeah, she's got diamonds on her elbows in Warp Tour, and that's a main difference. That's weird. Huh. Who knew? Also, thank you to the freebooters on TikTok for making this video so I can use this thumbnail in the stream. What a fucking full circle we've come. My brain always interpreted those as part of the limb enhancers. That they might be. I don't know. Anyway. Let's go back to the show itself. They did, I don't know, there's like another scene in another movie or something that's kind of like this, and I cannot think about it. There's always, I know the edit of an Invader Zim. Oh, Snowball BFB, thank you for the R190. I don't know what that stands for. But thank you for the super chat. The diamonds could be like what connects the limb enhancers. Here's a limb enhancer question for everyone. Do you... Also, I paused in this frame of Peridot blinking, and she looks like she's... Where was it? I lost it. No, I lost it. I don't know anymore. I can't find it. Brazilian reals? Reais, that's right. Real is one, reais is multiple. A lot of Brazilians here today. Are Brazilians eating dinner by now? I liked using this as a thumbnail because it has the fucked up pearl in the background. Most of them are watching the game. Yeah, I haven't been keeping up with World Cup. I don't care about soccer. I'm sorry. You know what I noticed about soccer? Why does the world, like even other English-speaking countries, they all call it football, but they play it with a soccer ball? That's kind of weird, isn't it? I'm sorry I stole that joke from Norm Macdonald. I like that Steven went out... Okay, Steven abandoned his cooking to go out in the rain to prove a point. And then he had to, like, go get a towel to dry himself off. And then I don't know what happened with his soup that he was making. Playing with a ball shaped like a foot is hard. You'd be surprised. Soup continuity check. Yeah, the soup does not appear after this episode. Steven never eats the soup, as far as I know. You think Steven's a great cook? I don't. I think the only way people learn cooking is from their parents. Or, like, the main way people learn to cook is from family, like, from their parents. And Steven never had a kitchen growing up until he moved into this house, so I don't think he learned much. I think what he was cooking on the stove was from a can, and he was following the instructions on the can. Steven has got to be bad at something. Yeah, he can't just be good at everything. He's bad at acting, I know that. Pearl obviously knows how to cook, she just don't like eating. Yeah, I think you might be right. When do you plan to cover the other shorts? I don't know yet, but when I do, when I do cover the shorts, those are gonna be, it's gonna be one big video, and it's gonna be a Patreon exclusive, so sorry to anyone who's not a patron, but the patrons, some of the patrons have been asking for more exclusive stuff, so I figured that would be a good option. She's a green Cheez-It. She's very triangular in this episode as well. I know I did the model last episode of what her, like, in 3 dimensions, what she would look like. Why are we talking about cooking? Because Steven was cooking. He was making soup in a previous shot in the last scene. Man, if it wasn't so hot, I think some, like, beef and barley soup sounds really good. Your cursor made it look like she was crying. I like this cursor. You know why I kept this cursor? I actually switched it back to something more normal. Then I came back to it because I like it for streams, because it's big and obvious enough that it's to see on stream. Not sure if I'm just colorblind or not. But I'm not sure if her hair is supposed to be like a really light green or it's supposed to be yellow. Really light green and yellow cross over quite a bit. But this episode's not a good example because the whole episode is color graded to be kind of desaturated. I think normally it's kind of yellowy. Let's look at her in a scene that's not color graded, or it's color graded normal. In this one, it's a little bit closer to yellow. Yeah, contrasted against his shirt. It's more more green. Also, throwback to that one YouTube comment that I got, that it's like I called this color pink, and then a YouTuber or a commenter went in and said, you might be colorblind because you called this pink when it's clearly red, and they made a big point of saying I was colorblind. I don't know, I say this is like salmon pink. Salmon red? Salmon pink, whatever works. Salmon red. Yeah. It's pink. Because Steven is pink. His color is pink. His fucking, like, theming. Pink's a little pinker. I like how English has so many fucking words for colors that we can argue about this extremely specific color. Meanwhile, other languages have, like, they don't have a word for, like, orange. Like, you just have to say it's, like, light red or whatever. Or yellow red. But English, we like to make up words. We like to make up phrases for colors. I blame Crayola for naming all of their crayons. Dark yellow, that's the other one. Rose quartz is pink theory. Is rose quartz... Let's look at her portrait if it shows up in the... I don't think it actually shows up in this episode, but I'm just gonna say, does rose quartz is pink? She's got pink hair, but she's got human skin tone, white woman skin tone, and white dress, so I don't know. She's got pink hair, that's all I can say. Some languages, pink is just called rose or rose-colored. And again, in English, rose is its own color, like a darkish pink. You get the phrase like rose-tinted glasses and stuff like that. I like this face. I like how wrong her eyes are. My point being about the white woman's skin tone is that rose quartz has the closest skin tone to an actual human person than any other gem in the show. Peridot has eyebrows? Not usually. Wait, does she? Yeah, she does. Not usually. Maybe this episode is a little bit, it took some liberties. Yeah, she does. I'm thinking to other shows or other, maybe even other characters where characters generally don't have eyebrows, but they will add them in for effect if they need to show a specific emotion. I can't think of any examples off the top of my head. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe Pearl, but I could be wrong. No, Pearl generally has eyebrows, I think. Well, Amethyst doesn't, but they will add in. Yeah, see, she doesn't in this right here. And then go a little bit ahead, and then, oh, there's an eyebrow. Whoa, it appeared. So yeah, characters will just manifest eyebrows. Also, Pearl doesn't anymore. Eyebrows will just manifest when needed. Squidward doesn't have eyebrows. I think we're talking about the wrong show. Spongebology. Someone make that. Are you gonna cover the OKKO Let's Be Heroes episode Crossover Nexus? Because Garnet appears in it. Unfortunately, this the tagline of these videos is analyzing Steven Universe, not analyzing OKKO. I don't know anything about OKKO. By that logic, I would have to cover the Grampy Awards because Garnet appears in that as well, or a bunch of Steven Universe characters appear in that. Also, I like this where they fall. Like, you know, the thing is, Peridot has to hold Steven's hand. They fall, and then Steven goes out and reaches for her hand. Kind of funny. How cute. I think Steven and Peridot make a cute pairing as like a duo. Not to ship them or anything. I'm not some kind of shipper, but when Steven and Peridot are doing shit, there's good energy there, you know? I noticed about the storyboard artist that does these scenes, they really like to do these profile shots of characters. That's 2/3 of the Shorty squad. That is true. We'll get to Shorty squad in, what is that, season 3? Like mid-season 3, right? Speaking of mid-season 3, I think season 3 is mid, and I'm not too excited to get to some of those episodes. Actually, that's a lie. I'm excited to get to Mr. Greg. Mr. Greg is one of my favorite episodes in the whole show, so... I'm using mid as the as it's intended, not as a way to say that it's bad, as a way to say that it's pretty what would I say? What's a good other word for it? There's not a lot of flair in season 3. What do you even got in season 3? Am I gonna eat my words by looking at all the at all the frickin' episodes? Okay, I'll list off the episodes that I'm actually really looking forward to in season 3. I'm looking forward to Hit the Diamond, Mr. Greg, that's pretty much it. Bismuth and Earthlings. Yeah. Other than that, I think a lot of episodes, you know what it is? It's that the show loses its ticking clock once the cluster is dealt with. I will eat my words. No, you know what I won't eat my words about is that I will say definitively season 4 is the worst season of this show. If you like that season, I'm sorry. You should probably find better taste. No, there are some really bad episodes. I think some of the lowest points are in season 4. What's some episodes in season 4 that I'm not looking forward to? Future Boy Zoltron, Onion Gang, Gem Harvest. Oh, is there? Yeah, it's a lot of just not fun episodes in that one. What are we gonna look at in this underground? Let's look at some. So the this gets retconned, right? This the thing about the cluster being at the center of the Earth, I'll talk about that in the next episode too. The cluster being at the center of the Earth is just wrong. Right? It's in the mantle somewhere. Maybe I'm strange, but I love Gem Harvest. Maybe on my rewatch, I'll find some appreciation for it. I do appreciate that it's Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. I don't know if anyone else doesn't... has anyone else seen Aqua Teen Hunger Force? I haven't seen all of it, but I know Carl from Aqua Teen. And he's just like the same character, but in a kid's show. The shit cannot be in the center of the Earth. Yeah, you can't just drill through a solid iron core with that much pressure. I don't care what kind of like cartoon fucking drill physics you're using. But in the next episode, we'll get to that one soon. Peridot says, in the very center lies the cluster. Like, that's just not true. I think she says it for dramatic effect. This face freaks me out. I didn't know the cluster would form into Patrick. Yeah. Also, once the cluster is in space, just orbiting, how does it leave? How do they use it as a weapon? What was the plan, really, making this thing? I love this frame. I need to look at this frame again because it's... There's something wrong about here. Like, she's gonna bite my fucking nose off or something. Why would you need the cluster? That's another point, is why... What kind of forces are the gems up against where they need a Death Star, basically? She has snake energy. Yeah, it's... In this frame, yeah. Because, be honest... well, I'll be honest. The cluster is a Death Star. That's like the gem's equivalent to a Death Star. Because it's a fucking planet destroyer. What do they need with it? Who are they up against where they need to destroy an entire planet? In fucking Star Wars, they're up against like a galaxy-wide rebellion. Who the hell are the gems up against? It's gotta be Sneeple. It's a race of Sneeple who are fighting the gems. Yellow's plan with the cluster started and ended with destroy Earth with the dead raiders. Do you think if the cluster formed would be proportional to the arm that it formed? If it is, it'd be so small. I think it would have to be bigger because... Also, speaking of scale, this shows issue with scale. Not only... I'm learning not only physical scale, but time scale as well. The cluster would be like... If it stood up, if it was that size with that arm, if it stood up, it would be like Burj Khalifa height, right? It wouldn't... All things considered, it wouldn't be that tall. Her head looks huge. Her fucking arms look tiny. Got a little chibi body, chibi head. It would be the size of the diamond ship mech. Yeah, it wouldn't... It would have to be bigger, and... I don't know how much Peridot's talking out of her ass since she talks about the, it being at the center of the core. You know, fucking whatever. She says, oh, it'll be much, much bigger than the Earth. So yeah, it's, bigger than the Earth. I don't fucking know. Do we know when the cluster was implanted? It would have had to been after, just using context, it would have had to been after the pink diamond shattering conspiracy. Because if they were doing shit in this kindergarten while Pink Diamond was still around, she would know about it, right? And none of the crystal gems knew about this shit when it got revealed by Peridot. So after the Pink Diamond conspiracy shattering, and before all of Homeworld fucked off, they did the cluster, which may be like a couple hundred years of dicking around underground. Listen, they needed gem shards from the war. These were all shattered gems. Shattered by Bismuth herself. I don't think any gems came back to Earth after they had blasted it with their diamond powers. So, it would yeah, I think that's the, it's the case like with a nuke. Like, we're gonna nuke it. We're done. We're not gonna come back. We've given up fighting, so let's just nuke it. Also, like this, the fusion monster. This guy's cool. And if gems did return to Earth, they would probably recover all the scraps. They would have recovered the pink diamond legs. I don't think it was ever mentioned again, but it was most likely bismuth that poofed Lapis, since the silhouette looked a lot like her. We will get to that. When we get there, I will mention that. This thing also has a tail, which is a hand. Which is doing the Vulcan salute, i.e. the reverse hand thing. I want to see this mouth monster in Little Homeworld. It's got the freaky eyeball. Good horror in this episode. But then not great. Actually, this guy's kind of goofy looking. This might be the goofiest fusion monster with Mr. Beanhead. Plankton? Are we talking? We're getting on SpongeBob again. Beanhead with foot arm. But in hand, Gem Shard Monster is the goofiest. That one doesn't have a big, funny eyeball, though. Oh, this guy? Yeah, this one's pretty goofy. What is this guy gonna do? Stomp around and then high-five someone. It's a big foot and a big hand combined together. Let me go back. This guy's stoned off his ass. He's got red eye. I'm gonna go back to where. Oh, this guy. Yeah, this looks like that one Adventure Time episode where Finn gets turned into a foot or whatever. And there's like all those body part guys, characters. I got in a Discord call yesterday, and a couple people, I think they're in chat right now, talking about Adventure Time. And eventually I will, whenever I get done with Steven Universe Media, I'm going to pivot to Adventure Time. If I'm feeling up to another analyzing series, which I probably will. But Adventure Time will be the next thing, and I kind of anticipating the initial Magic Man episode where Finn gets turned into a foot. Do you think gems can be affected by intoxicating substances? No. I would say they'd have to be like... You ever see Futurama and they have Bender jacking on, where he like plugs himself into this hookah looking thing, and he's just electrocuting himself, and it's like he's getting a high off of it. I think Gems would have to have something similar to that. Speaking of electric, Garnet does an electric Pokemon move here. Gem drugs are expired food. It's the thing Pearl did with the screen in the hand ship. Yeah, something like that. Something like pre-designed like signals or electricity or whatever to shock their gem brains. We really have to do that again sometime. It was nice being able to more directly communicate and see you on equal level. I would, but I'm also antisocial. I like being able to yap. Okay, clouds being different colors when it poofs into a cloud. Kind of neat. If I get into Discord calls, I'm not going to be there for, like, hours. I'll hop in, I'll say hi, I'll say a few words, and then I'll leave. Because I hate all of you. No, I'm joking. I only hate some of you. I won't say which ones. Also, they don't bubble any of the gem fusions, do they? Wait, these aren't even gem fusions. If I go back, like, gem shard monsters, because none of them have, like, visible gem shards anywhere. These are just fucking monsters. Yesterday, my goofy butt had restricted mode on. I asked asked in the Gemology chat where it went. Gave me a mini heart attack when you said, "What's Gemology?" Yeah, I was gonna gaslight you into thinking that it was like Mandela effect, that you're in a parallel universe where Gemology never existed. Even though you were in the Gemology chat. I don't know, what's Gemology? I think that kind of answer coming from me, I don't know. One of my pastimes has become fucking gaslighting. No, they are gem shard monsters. They just don't bubble any of them. They just let them reform or something. Yeah, I do King of Queens. What are you talking about? I think April Fool's Day, I'm just going to make all of Gemology private for a day. Not let anyone watch any of it. That's too much work, though. I'm not doing that. I'm all for a high effort April Fool's joke, but not that. That's too annoying. That's like gonna like mess up my analytics too. Look at this foreshortening on her. She looks very weird. Her head looks too big in this shot, first of all. The next April Fool's video is in the works. I cannot say anything about it, but it will happen. I will say it's not King of Queens. I'm not going to do King of Queensology 2 years in a row. That's stupid. Her head always looks so big. In the works? I told you, I do a high-effort April Fool's video. I'll start April Fool's almost a year in advance. It's fine. I'll do anything to avoid making more Patreon exclusives. No, I want to do more Patreon exclusives, but I just am I'm trying to ideas are not there. I've had more ideas for other projects that I want to start working on too. Uncle Grandpology for April Fools. That's too easy though. That would be like too on the nose. What is this thing? So I decompiled Save the Light, and I saw this like log on Steven's shelf. First of all, in the game I thought it was before I put textures on it, I thought it was a bong. And then I put the textures on it. It was a piece of wood, and it's like, what is this? Is it just driftwood? That looks like a bong? Log date. Petrified wood? That is possible. Need a new dongle? It's a stick. It's a log. You know what? Do I have it open still? I don't. I closed it. But I had the Save the Light model of the inside of Steven's house in Blender. I'll have to pull that up at some point. I will do a video on Save the Light one day, probably after I'm done with the whole show. Amethyst bong. That's like decaled to look like a piece of wood, so it's okay to have in a kid's show. I think, you know what? Just for the sake of like the image of Amethyst smoking pot, I think gems can be affected by substances. What does Gape Master mean? I don't know. I didn't make that video. Save the Light might show where that smile sign is. I don't think the smile sign is in Save the Light, now that I think about it. I'll have to check next time I play. Maybe tomorrow. Okay, what else do we want to see in this episode? The little... Oh, the table and the umbrellas are gone. Yeah. This is like the outdoor stool continuity, is that they... Well, if they knew it was going to rain, it would make sense that they would be put away. You know, you don't want your umbrella, your, like, patio umbrella out while it's raining, because then it'll get all moldy and gross. But yeah, it's... I didn't notice that before. Put away where? Probably fucking Amethyst room or something. I think all of the storage in Steven's house ends up being Amethyst room. Can't have an umbrella getting wet. That's true. We should do outside patio continuity as well. I have enough people getting, like, upset at me for doing stool continuity. I don't know why people get upset at me for that, because it's... First of all, it's my show. I'll do whatever the hell I want. Second of all, it's like, not even a big deal. It's like, oh, look at the stools. Haha. There they are. There they are, stools. Yeah, I don't know. People get upset in the comments about that. And I love it. It's so, like, it's such a non-issue, and then... It's funny, though. Yeah, that's the point. When I made the Together Breakfast, fucking episode, all I knew was that the stools were gonna disappear by the end of the episode. And I was like, oh, pay attention to these stools. I thought it would be funny, and it was. Stools? You just, Dad and Dave, you posted stools, and then you put the chair emoji. I need to do a stool... For members, I need to do a stool emoji. The ghost stool is taking them. Yeah, I think this ghost stool has something to do with the disappearances. There's no stool emoji? Yeah, I need to make a stool emoji for YouTube chat. And for Twitch chat. I need to make a stool continuity shirt that's like Loss, but it's, the 3 stools and then nothing in like a comic panel. Because you have the round stools from the beginning of season 1. Then you have the square stools with a back. Then you have these stools, the square stools with no back. And then nothing. I would buy a Gemology stool continuity shirt. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna do it. I think I will. It'll be so stupid and subtle. That if someone sees that shirt in public, that you're like, they're gonna either say, "What the fuck kind of shirt are you wearing?" Or they're gonna be like, "Oh my god, you watch Gemology." I'm just brainstorming. I've had that idea in my head, but I'm spitting it out right now to say that I will do that at some point. I gotta get some people. I might commission some more shirts too, because all I have is the fucking let me see. This is what my fucking store, the fourth wall thing looks like right now. That's it. It's a... Oh, he's live streaming right now. Whoa. That's it. That's all you get. And then you can get the shirt in a mintish blue color. So yeah, I'm gonna get more shirts up there at some point. Anyway, chat room, I think it's about time we switched to a different episode, right? Can we go to any objections to going to back to the barn? I will switch over unless anyone wants to see anything specific in this episode that we didn't cover yet. Wait, so you mean these? They weren't put away. They're gone. They're in this shot. And then in the next shot, they're not there. Insane. Holy shit. You were right. Reduced to atoms. Yeah, I don't know. It's the ghost of the stools that's, like, abducting them to the fucking, Do they reappear? My question is, do they reappear? Not in this shot. Not in... You can't see them out the window. They're, like, behind this wall. They appear for that one shot, and then they're gone. I think a stool continuity shirt would be those shirts you wear at home but don't go outside with because people will judge you. You have no bravery, chat member. That sounds like a you problem. If you're not wearing the stool continuity shirt in public, that's just a lack of willpower, I think. Can you talk about the toaster on top of the cabinets and the fact that a microwave isn't in the microwave nook? You make a damn good point. This microwave should be right here, except for the fact that there's a fan to vent to your, the stove. But I guess there's a vent on the bottom of the microwave. It should just... You should just have the vent pumping outside this wall, right? And toaster... on top of the cabinets. I think that's just there because, like, you don't use a toaster every day. Unless you're eating, like, toast and English muffins for breakfast every single day. And, yeah, I don't know. How is Steven supposed to even get up there? He's supposed to use a stool, which there are stools in the shot. I don't know. Or just ask Garnet to get it. If you're eating toast for breakfast every day, I don't know, you're eating carbs for breakfast a lot. I don't know. Okay, chat, I'm making the executive decision that we're going to switch to, back to the barn. So I'm going to hit BRB while I do that. While I get this set up. We get the egg hunt music while I'm doing that. And since I started the stream with it open, it's easy to switch because it was already set up. No stools in this episode. In the very center of the Earth's core lies the cluster. It's that's just not the case. Yes, robot fight. I need to watch... I said it in the video, but I need to rewatch Pacific Rim because holy shit, that movie's so good. Did I not hear this song already? Get this song out of here. Get this song out of here. Chat, what do you think this fly swatter says if you run it through a computer? Or if you run this through like a Scantron, what is it? No, a Scantron would just like grade it as 0 out of 100. If you ran this through a computer, would it say hello world? I don't know. I don't know nothing about punch cards. It says fuck you. I think if I learn programming languages and whenever I need to do a hello world, I'm gonna make it say fuck you instead. There's the guy, what's his name? Fireship. A like technology news channel at this point on YouTube. He used He used to do like a 100-second, like this language in 100 seconds, and he would show you how to do Hello World in that language. And he would always do Hi Mom instead of Hello World, which I thought was fun. Sorry, water break. Water break. Hi, Mom. I'm in the video. I guess if you're in chat, it's gonna show up in the video. Not big enough to be Hello World, sadly. Yeah, I think you're right, because there's not enough... There wouldn't be enough characters punched to be Hello World. Does this scene violate the Steven's point of view rule since Steven can't see anything that's going on? Yes, it does violate the point of view rule. Okay, back to the barn. Let's watch Peridot smash a TV. This is also plugged in. Like, this is gonna... Be glad this thing is not turned on, because that's like a fucking 1,000 volts running through that tube. Also, this glass, if you've ever broken a TV, this glass smashes into a billion bajillion pieces. Because it's under vacuum, it's just gonna fucking explode when it breaks. Volts don't mean danger, amps mean danger. That's also not quite true. I've heard that argument a lot, and it's not quite right. Because you can have really high current, like you can have fucking like 2,000 amps or whatever and not get electrocuted by it because it's only 12 volts or something like that. She just made the TV unusable. Why did she smash it? I think she's just getting her frustration out. For being trapped in the bathroom this whole time. Yeah, she did just, like, destroy the vacuum tube that's, not vacuum tube, the CRT. Which is, I don't know, it's a tube under a vacuum, so it's a vacuum tube. Fuck you. The Lonely Blade poster isn't up anymore. Lonely Blade poster was not on this wall. Lonely Blade poster is... Oh, it's not visible in any of these shots. It's on the other wall opposite this window. It's like on the other side. Okay, I can believe that this is a piece of driftwood. Because, of course, he lives on a beach. If you find a cool, like, curly driftwood, you're gonna keep it. Squished Steven? Let's look. This one? He's got the, he's got, like, cat pupils. I don't know. They're not, like, pointy enough to be cat pupils, but they're, like, goat eyes. But goats have this shape, but sideways. Bill Cipher. Oh, yeah. Doesn't have a torso, I guess. Yeah, I think the no neck meme kind of went a little too far, and they got rid of his whole torso. Just an arm, legs, and a head, and a box. Uh, I like spinning on this. Okay, first of all, stool. Not part of stool continuity, but it is a stool. But Steven, this whole scene spins, and then when he realizes his drawing is not going to be used, he spins and he's sad. Oh, no. Not part of stool continuity yet. This is the kind of thing when I worked at the elementary school, when a kid would draw this kind of thing on a whiteboard or whatever, you'd have to tell them, hey, we're going to erase that because we're going to be using that whiteboard for other stuff. Pearl's doing the double hand thing right now. But you'd have to take a picture of it with your phone to not upset the kid. It's like, oh, I'll take a picture of it so you can have it for later. I have so many of those on my phone that the kids have never asked to see again. So it's literally only to just make them not upset that, hey, we're going to erase this. He's in Steven 14 here. Yeah, in 2 episodes, he's 14. In The Answer, he turns 14. I like this face. I like the drawing. I will say the storyboard. Who storyboarded this one? It's Joe Johnston and what's his name, right? I missed it. Yes. Joe Johnston, Jeff Liu. They did Giant Woman. And I think their style is one of my favorites in the show. But compared to last episode, this one is so much, the art in this one is so much better. He looks stupid? Yeah, he looks stupid, but in an endearing way, you know? They're fantastic together. The style is super consistent, and the funny moments are perfectly portrayed. And the faces, the expressions, you're right, consistent style, but getting characters to do these kinds of expressions, even as simple as this, you can get a lot of emotion out of this face. But you love the Pearl drawings. There's a lot of good Pearl drawings in this one. It was really fun to, pick a thumbnail for this episode for the video. I like this one. How do you get her to leave? Someone's vrooming. I don't know if you heard that vroomer go by. Peridot makes a lot of weird faces. In this episode, yes. This is a good Pearl drawing, too. Oh, I'm just like, I'm not going to be able to get through this episode because we're just going to be looking at the greatest drawings, face drawings of all time. Isn't that ribbon a part of her? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, here's a weird question. Do gems, if they have these kinds of like clothing kind of, like for instance this Sapphire's dress, things like that, can they like feel those? Is there like nerves? She's also doing the fucking hand thing again. Are they able to, when Peridot grabs this ribbon, is she able to feel that? That's a weird thing to ask. Sylveon ribbon type discussion. We had, back in the day when the Brony fandom was up at its peak, they had this conversation about fucking unicorn horns. Like, can unicorns, like, feel, their horns like a narwhal? Or is it just like a goat horn that doesn't have any nerve endings? The clothes are exposed nerves. It's like fucking, what's his name from Smiling Friends? Pim, his hair. I would say yes, the second Peridot touches it, Pearl reacts. Yeah, it's true. It is a tail. Pearl just has a tail. There's one unicorn whose horn was broken off. There are also people with, like, missing fingers in the world, I'm just saying. Yeah, this is one of my favorite Pearl faces. Just, in general, just... Oh, the two, like, the juxtaposition between the two. Is she always wearing it? Yes, she always has the ribbon. It's like shocking to realize that. It's like realizing the Fruit of the Loom logo doesn't have a, what do you call it? Horn of Plenty. What's the other word for that? Cornucopia. Why aren't you live on Twitch? Because I'm live on YouTube. I don't know. I play games on Twitch. I do Gemology stream on YouTube. Okay, I want to see the big robot. Big robot. Mine's taller. There was a comment saying that Peridot's robot gives Dr. Eggman vibes. Part of it is that it looks like she kind of built it in her image, kind of like shaped like her fucking head. Secondly, a lot of Eggman machines have these like caution, the yellow-black caution patterns, I think. Both their robots look like them. Yeah. Pearl's is tall. Pearl is kind of tall, I guess. And she's got the pointy nose. That's a big-ass cone, by the way. That's like the largest cone I've ever seen. Where does one buy a cone this large? Dollar Tree. This is like reverse Temu or Wish.com, where you buy something on these direct to manufacturer like Chinese sales websites, and they're always like way smaller than they kind of look in the image. This is reverse. This is like you buy a cone, it's like, oh, it's a cone, and then it's like the size of you. The big cone store, yeah. Tree got a point. I think Steven's a shit judge. Because they did, he just refused to judge these. He just said it's subjective. He didn't... Come on, man. It's your call. Like, you can decide which one is better. You're the judge. Where's the big cone store? It's next to the shape store. You guys seen that shape store? That, like, funny AI video? There's a video called The Shape Store, and everyone talks about AI videos all being slop, but this is, like, one of the greatest AI videos that I've ever seen that you just cannot make with, you would not be able to make with just, like, regular shit unless you you had a lot of money and hired 1 million people and special effects artists for a shit post. Next to the soup store? Yeah, it's between the soup store and the shape store is the big cone store. All art is subjective, so why even have that test? Exactly. Also, commenters wanted me to point out the diamond on Pearl's chest, which I already did back in Space Race. I talked about it. I don't want to rehash points that I've made before. Yes, Pearl has the diamond and showed up in Season 1. People gotta watch Season 1 of Gemology. AI Omega Mart? A little bit. Yeah, it was pretty fucking cool. There's like a whole lore to it. It's pretty cool. Yeah, some kind of pink diamond on her chest. It was kind of weird. I like the thruster. Peridot's got the butt rocket on her robot. Also, that's not... You could go measure those. You can find out who... You can't just give them both a point on that. I said, Steven's a shit judge. Steven... Realistically, does that rocket do anything? No, it doesn't. Useless things that never show up again in Season 2. Well, Pearl's robot, they smash it, and then they don't, like, rebuild it or anything. But Peridot's robot reappears. I guess it reappears for one episode and then doesn't appear again after Season 2. Also, this barn, you could not fit an airplane in this barn. Not only could you not fit an airplane in it, if you could... You couldn't get it out this door. Okay, what else? What else? What else? It's a tie. You can lead it together. Yeah. I also want to look at... Let's go back to when they get to the barn. I like the establishing shots because you get to see this angle of Beach City. I like how iconic Beach City is. The fact that, first of all, the temple... You don't even need to see the whole temple. to know that it's the temple. It's hill, lighthouse, hand sticking out from the side. And then the city. The line next to the big donut. That's like the power line? Is this the power pole that carries a power line to the big donut? Evil black line. The comically large water tower. I have been wanting to do a little bit of a point about water towers because I live near enough small towns. And there are some sizable towns that still only have one water tower. I think this my kind of thing that I'm thinking about is the Beach City water tower was overbuilt with the intention that Beach City would end up being a lot bigger. But then again, you still have this hill. Why not just build a fucking tank on this hill instead of putting it up on stilts? Again, I know of another town that has a tank on a hill instead of putting it on stilts. Why would you build a water tower when you already have an elevated spot you could build a big old tank on? I don't know. I've made this point since Season 1. I think the Beach City water tower, as iconic as it is stupid and pointless, and it's way too big. How come no one questions the massive mountain on the beach? That's not a mountain. Come on. You ever been to the West Coast United States? I've seen bigger mountains there. I live in the West? Do you live in the Northwest? Like, Northwest California is what I'm thinking of. There's some big hills. There's some big, like, cliff faces. Beach City's on the East Coast. Yeah, on the East Coast, this would not look like this. This would be flat as a pancake. Crazy how you could recognize the big donut from this far. Yeah, talk about character designs and like silhouettes. You had building designs and silhouettes for buildings. Who lives on a hill? Not me, I live in a valley. I live in a bit of a river valley. Which sucks because I've been wanting to mess with, there's a little radio protocol called Meshtastic, and it works through line of sight. And, I would be able to get longer range with it if I lived anywhere near a hill. How come the government is, like, has never noticed the things that happen in Beach City, or at least visited? We've tried to answer that on the stream several times, and I don't know. I think the America in this show at this point, I think it's so libertarian that they just don't have a government. Gems in this shot look like they're from the games. Yeah, they do that. That's pretty standard. They have like a low detail way to draw them. I think they do till that land themselves. I think we see them using a tractor. Hollow tries to talk to Dewey about the gems. Dewey asks what cover-up. They're covering it up. No, they're covering up the Big Donut conspiracy. Dewey's in on it. Dewey might be the kingpin, but I'm not sure about that yet. I think Dewey is definitely in on it. Yellowtail is definitely in on it because he's running the smuggling boat all the way down to fucking Mexico or whatever. Organs in the water tower. No, it's probably... I think it's just drugs. I think it's cocaine. They tried the organs and then the freezer died, right? So I think they gave up on organs. The kingpin is Mr. Smiley. Ooh, I like that one. Because Mr. Smiley does do everything in Beach City, so I don't see why he couldn't be the fucking drug kingpin and owner of the Big Donut. You know what I like to do sometimes? This might be, like, bad to admit, but I go on my county's, like, property map, and I like look at who owns certain like properties because that's public information. And sometimes I just look at businesses like who owns this big ass business over here or whatever. I don't know what else there is to look at now that I think about it. What else is there to look at? Let's look at Garnet faking eating popcorn. She smirks about it too. She knows like, oh, the viewers are watching. They know they're going to be upset that I don't eat the popcorn because I have future vision, I know. He already has connections to the Big Donut too. Big Donut, or Ocean Town almost exposed the Big Donut. They are made to be forgotten. I think Ocean Town maybe had like a competing cartel, or Beach City is the cartel. Whoever's running the Big Donut is the cartel, and then some shit happened. There was some new guys in Ocean Town, and to deal with them, they just like set their properties on fire, and maybe it spread to all of Ocean Town. I don't know. Did I miss an episode where the Big Donut is revealed to be a mafia front? Did you watch any of Gemology? I've been making this up since like day one. There's got to be a reason that the Big Donut isn't fucking shut down right away. This is very goofy. Amethyst like shape-shifting a two-piece thing and being painted. Also, stool! It's a stool. A little one. I'll make a big ol', Sunny V2 style conspiracy theory video about fucking the Big Donut conspiracy that I made up. My little fan fiction. It's a... What if Mr. Smiley is from the Can you... first of all, you don't have to type in all caps. I'm reading chat. It's fine. You don't have to scream. What if Mr. Smiley is from the government and he's trying to end Beach City? I think Mr. Smiley's doing too much to be involved in government. Steven looks tiny? Well, they're giant robots. Of course he looks tiny. Pearl is the clear winner. Yeah, it's a bit of a... It's a bit bullshit. If the show was adult, they would definitely do something with Amethyst. I don't know where you're going with that, but they would have had her in more of a bikini-style two-piece thing. They've had a lot more... They would have a lot more tits out if this was an adult show. I'm still hoping that, we get... Again, top of my Lars of the Stars wish list is a more mature show. Maybe like a Fiona and Cake level, maturity. Which is to say, not too mature. Not like... Not a... over-the-top adult show. But I want Lars to say, or I want Pad Paracha to say fuck. That's what I want. Didn't they say Lars of the Stars would be rated T? Well, first of all, no, because T is for video games. Second of all, we haven't had any info about Lars of the Stars since it was announced. So no, that's not the case. One F word per season rule or something. Well, I don't know who makes those rules. If it's going to be for streaming, then I don't know. How detailed is this chalkboard in the background? Because it would be Amazon making the rules, right? And Amazon can do whatever the fuck they want if it's their own website. So you don't have to get a TV rating from the, if you're on streaming services, I think. EV parental guidelines. We're going to look at some of these on Wikipedia. Yeah, it only applies to broadcast and cable stuff, so they don't even need, if they're not going to put it on, in the same way you don't need a ESRB rating on a video game if you're not going to publish it on consoles. Even then, there are some unrated... Well, I like this frame. There's some unrated games on consoles if they're like download only. The F word rule was for Breaking Bad and AMC. Interesting. Or the twins saying, oh shit. Yeah, I want them to say, oh shit in unison. That would be cool. It's rated F? It's rated F for fuck, because Pad Paracha says fuck. I'm just gonna start saying that like I know that that's gonna happen. That Pad Paracha says fuck in Lars of the Stars. If I had a Twitter, I would go and tweet that. I would just say breaking, Pad Paracha says fuck in Lars of the Stars. Can someone, someone who has a lot of influence who's not me, go on Twitter and post that? Like it's real. Because it is real. Animaniacs reboot got away with Jackass. Oh, cool. That's one of those that's so, like, mild. If I hear, like, damn or hell or Jackass in a, like, cartoon, I'm not gonna be horribly offended. Do you think us unemployed losers have popularity on Twitter? Sounds like a self-report. I think you're talking about yourself. And they say ass in regular show once. I think they just say, like, pissed off. You pissed me off. You know, that one. And then, or the other one where it says, Benson's gonna get pissed, and then Mordecai, or whoever says it, says, Benson's gonna get like that no matter what. And then they changed it. They changed it to fucking ticked. Benson's gonna be ticked. It's like, no, fuck you. I want pissed off. That was where I drew the line when I worked at the elementary school. If they were allowed to say it on Cartoon Network, I would not get kids in trouble for swearing. Like, if a kid said, I'm pissed off, then I wouldn't care. But if they said, like, hell or damn, then I would say, hey, don't do that. And then if they said fuck, which they did, there were some kids that did, I'd have to reprimand them. Benson's gonna be fucked. Yeah, we're gonna fuck him over. You're an unemployed loser? No, I'm a self-employed loser, I'll have you know. Chastise. Yeah, I'm gonna write them up to fucking HR. Steven and Garnet don't get their own segments in this. I guess Amethyst is having a totally different reaction than them, so. Honestly, I've worked with kids, but I have no idea what I'd do if they said a swear word like that. Usually I just said, hey, don't do that. We're at school. Like, get with it. Because usually it's just, it slips out, right? Because they say that shit at home, or their parents say that at home, and they say it at home, and then it slips out, and it's like, oh, well, don't let it slip out again. And then if so, my favorite thing to do when a kid comes up to me and says, like, oh, this so-and-so said the F word, I would have them say, I'd look them dead in the eyes. I say, what's the F word? And then they're like, I don't want to say it. It's like, well, I'm not going to get them in trouble if you're not going to tell me what they said. Like, because kids will just go and try to get other kids in trouble. That's just how it works. Is ass considered a swear word in English? Not from an English-speaking country, and I don't know much about this topic. It's like the most mild swear word. Like, they're not allowed to say it in, like, a kid's show, but I don't care. If I hear a kid say it, I'm like, oh, whatever. Just if I heard a kid say it and I'm not at work, I'm like, oh, they just funny. Haha. Usually it goes with like dumbass or stupid ass or jackass. You think any kid you've taught has watched your videos? There's a non-zero chance that has happened, so I don't know. Look at these. She's got moon shoes. I'm not going to stay too much longer, chat, too, because I've got friends coming over in a little while. Plus, there's not... Now that I think about it, last episode had a lot more to look at, if that makes any sense. Did any of the kids like Steven Universe? I don't think any of them had seen Steven Universe, which was weird because a couple kids said like Adventure Time was their favorite show. But they just don't care about Steven Universe. Are we not your friends? You guys are text on a screen currently. Sorry to say that, but you are internet people to me. I have real IRL friends, believe it or not. It's shocking, I know. If I meet up with any of you fellows at a convention, then that could change. Who knows? I'm not promising anything though. I like these drawings. Steven definitely drew these. I think this is good. Pearl doesn't have her nose, but fine. Now we're not people. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're dead internet theory. You could just be AI robots. Gave up on Pearl. Pearl reminds me of the Dove logo. Oh, what's the Dove logo? What? You're right, but like, what the hell are you on? How did you make this connection? How? Weird. Huh. I get it though. It's like this is the kind of head shape, and then there's a bird. Then how odd. What if you're AI and or not real? I could be. You never know. If I start bleeding oil, I will tell you. Or like coolant. In real life, I'm just an NPC. You would never know that I'm like the guy. I need a Gemology dog whistle that I can use in public so people will know that I'm the Gemology guy. Except I don't need that because I don't need to be stopped by random strangers and people finding out that I'm the Gemology guy. I'll find you either way. Okay, I keep bringing up the idea of going to a convention. I've been wanting to go to a convention for fucking eons. Last convention I went to was CES, and that was like 2 years ago. I'm gonna go again next year, but that's not like a nerd convention. That's a tech nerd convention. I need to go to a nerd convention. Do all of the gems have colored pupils? Yeah, they do. Amethyst has a kind of bluish, dark blue pupil. Not pupils necessarily, but their eye colors. Like Garnet doesn't have colored pupils. She has black pupils, but the rest of her eyes are different colors. Look at Garnet looking at Pearl like, damn, she's good. She's fucking great at building robots. Comic Con. Yeah, I need to find out what's a con that's near me that's that I can frickin' go to in the next year or so. Never seen the half-open star eyes before. How odd. Do you think during a competition like this, they would just turn to Garnet and say, like, hey, who wins this one? And she'd be like, I don't fucking know. I'm not telling you, not spoiling it. What the hell are you... My phone started talking back to me. Fuck you, Google Gemini. Okay. What else is there to look at in this? What, chat, what else do you want to see in this episode? What do we need to point out that I didn't end up covering? I wonder when Peridot learns about Garnet's future vision, does it come up in log date? It kind of does, but I don't think she explicitly says anything. Because Garnet makes a recording into the tape because she knows that Steven is going to listen to the tape. And then Peridot's like, what are you doing? So I don't think she knows, like, explicitly what's going on. Do the robots get destroyed? Pearl's gets destroyed in this episode, and then, Peridot's does in It Could Have Been Great. Not It Could Have Been Great, but in Message Received. Message Received or The Message? No, that's so confusing because those two episodes are just... You could switch those titles around and they'd be the same. Steven spinning in the spinny chair. I will look at Steven spinning in the spinny chair before. I like that scene. Play it back. And then he's sad. If I play these back, I'm gonna get copyright claimed, though. That's just how that works. Such a cutie patootie, indeed. How is he spinning? He can't reach the floor. He can reach these things. I don't know. The bars that are holding him up. You ever sat in a stool? In one of these spinning guys? In Cutie Pie universe, exactly. Unnecessarily tall stool. I disagree. I've seen... Well, actually, in a way, yes. But if this stool was this tall but also had wheels, it would be a very good workshop stool. That stool is just as tall as Pearl. Yeah, that stool is taller than Garnet. Perfect height. Oh. Damn. Me when my chalkboard drawing of a gem drill has to be erased to be replaced with a real schematic drawing of a gem drill. Why did Steven name the drill Space Travel Gem Drill Division if it's not going to space? Because it's... did you watch the show? It's Space Travel because they're at the barn from Space Race. Yeah, it's got the... Wait, does the sign appear in the establishing shot? The sign is not there in the establishing shot. Interesting, interesting. But it does show up in later shots, later scenes. Where the hell? In this scene, it's there. Space travel. I don't know what else there is to look at in this one. Okay, I'm a bit tired of looking at the fucking Deltarune spam. I'm just gonna, you know, put time out for 10 minutes. Fine. You could look at game assets. That's true. I might save the game assets. I'm gonna spend a little bit of time to actually organize those before I do that. Deserved, yeah. I've been known to delete Deltarune spam comments before. Wait, they already erased... Oh, they did erase the board for the scorekeeping. Would you make a game channel where you play all the games? I have been playing the games on Twitch. There's a link, I believe there's a link to my Twitch in the description. And then I upload them to a VOD channel, which I've been doing. Role players love YouTube chat for some reason. Yeah, and it gets off topic, and I get sick of trying to read it like it's... You know, I try to read the chat based on, like, what's happening in the stream, and then it's just a couple people role-playing with each other and not paying attention to the stream at all. It's a little crazy. How much popcorn she's wasting. This face is also fantastic. Why do they have to erase Steven's drawing? The board has two sides. Well, they had to erase it anyway because they're going to put the schematic there. A goober. A goober, I learned, is a peanut. Okay, also, can I level with people? I like Amethyst, this design. This is my favorite design that Amethyst gets in the whole show. The black tank top. I've been playing Save the Light, and she has the white tank top, and it's like... just not as good. I like the black. The black is her style, I think. Why are peanuts called goobers? I don't fucking know. Ask George Washington Carver. He would know. Oh, wait. He's dead. You can't ask him. So nobody will know. Also, this didn't have Robo-Olympics written on the top, and then it does in the later shot. Is it just cut out? Wait. It could just have been cut off. I don't know. I think my favorite design of her is the new outfit she gets in Change Your Mind. I don't like her design in Change Your Mind. Between her and Garnet, I don't like their redesigns in Change Your Mind. I think Garnet's visor being huge and obnoxious is really awful to look at. Ask Jimmy Carter. Did Jimmy Carter actually farm peanuts, or is that a bit? A fucking Oni Plays bit. My peanuts went sour. What does he say? My peanuts went sour. He did? Oh. You learn something dumb every day. I like Pearl's weird crop top jacket. I do like Pearl's design. I mean, this Pearl's season 2, or after season 1, after she died in season 1 and came back. This is my favorite Pearl design, but I do think the one she gets in Change Your Mind is pretty good as well. He had a giant peanut statue with a smile in his honor. Jimmy Carter, famed cartoonist behind the comic strip Peanuts. Yeah, that's true. I like how I said that Garnet's design is not good in After Change Your Mind, and nobody in the chat disagreed with me, so I'm just objectively right. And now that I've said that, nobody can, like, go back and disagree with me, because now they're just being contrarian for attention. So I'm right objectively. Garnet does not have a good design in Change Your Mind. I have broken the system. First it was the mirror, now Lapis is trapped in your cursor. Well, this cursor's purple, so it's a different purplish Lapis. It's off-color Lapis. Star visor is a little much. I just don't like it. It's too gaudy. Maybe if I had more time, maybe if Change Your Mind was a whole season like it was supposed to be or whatever, and I got more time to appreciate the fucking new designs, more episodes, I would have come to like it more. But no, I don't like it. I don't like Garnet's or Amethyst's Change Your Mind designs. Okay, chat room, I hate to be that guy, but I am that guy. I'm the only guy that I have to say the stream's got to come to an end, because I do have people coming over in a little while, and I need to eat dinner before that. So, to the people who are here still, thank you for coming, thank you for watching, but I gotta end it pretty soon. Stream has to die. Yeah, I have to kill it. It was on its time was always gonna come at some point. We are your friends, right? No, I can't fit all of you in my living room to watch Avatar: The Last Airbender, so I'm sorry. Though, I may try to stream Save the Light again tomorrow. So there's is there a link to my Twitch in the description? I don't remember. Did I put one there? Yes, there is one. So if you want to come watch me play fucking video games, follow me on Twitch and all that. Yeah. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. And the next Gemology will be Wednesday. Too far. Where do you guys get Save the Light? I found my copy on Internet Archive. I won't say more than that, because I don't think I'm allowed to on YouTube. Just search Save the Light on Internet Archive. You'll find it. Okay. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.